It was very busy. I mean, the cruise ship had, 2,500 people on board, so you can imagine how busy the sea terminal was. People queuing through past the front of our shop and out the building and wrapping right round, actually, and a lady had come in. It was a very hot day as well, so which didn't help. Lady come in, she said, how can I call an ambulance? And she said, I think my husband's having a heart attack. So I was, oh my goodness. So I called an ambulance. Luckily the shop was quite quiet at the time, so we called. I passed the phone to the lady, and she because obviously she knows a lot more than I did, so she spoke to the lady on the phone, and the ambulance arrived quite quickly. Somebody else had already called an ambulance as well, so a couple of them arrived on scene, and she asked me to go out and help once we'd finished the call with the operator. And the gentleman was cardiac arrest, so it was quite a nasty thing to see, but you just have to remain calm and just get on with it and do what you can.
I was going to say, with 2,000 visitors, of course, going through the sea terminal at the time, I can imagine it must have been quite busy and quite easy, I suppose, for panic to set in. So how was it trying to stay calm in that scenario?
To be honest, I didn't panic at all. I don't know how you would. Obviously, it was very frightening at the time, and you sort of think, oh, well, what if, it's too late? What if the ambulance doesn't get here in enough time and all this? So there were lots of things going through my head at the time, but for the sake of the lady who was obviously new to the island, she was obviously panicked herself. For me to get panicked then as well, it just would have made her a lot worse, and I wanted her to stay as calm as possible. So you just have to put on the brave face and suck it in and get on with it and do it, because at the end of the day you're going to save someone's life. So.
And it said you helped with the defibrillator. Of course, they were non-English speakers. You must have known where the defibrillator was, installed by Craig's Heartstrong Foundation, of course.
Yes, so the defib machine is outside in the front car park. A member of the cruise ship had actually already called the ambulance and got the code for the machine, and had brought it to the patient, and had the pads there ready and on. It was just more a case on my part because they weren't great with their English, to make sure they were actually listening to the machine, because it tells you what to do.
Right.
And everyone's sort of there trying to help, and they're moving him and trying to get involved, which is, we appreciate at the time. But obviously, with that sort of machinery, you can't be touching the patient when that goes to shock them. So I had to just tell you need to step away, you need to let the machine do its thing and actually listen to it, which I think if you're not very strong with your English, then to try and listen for that and listen to my instruction must have been quite difficult for them as well. So
yeah,
it was luckily that person had already there and already started that, which helped out a lot, because I think by the time I'd have got there after calling the ambulance, I don't know what the situation would have looked like.
Of course, there'll be very, very few people who've ever used one of these machines. What advice would you give to someone who ever ends up in a similar scenario?
Don't panic. Take your time. You have to really, really. I know I say take your time. You're obviously in a time crunch, but you need to stop and think and listen to the machine, because the machine will take you through every step of what to do. It will tell you when it's going to shock, where you need to put the pads. Honestly, listening is the key to it. You just have to listen to that machine, and you'll be absolutely fine. There's really no need to panic. I understand it is a very scary situation, but just listen to the machine, you'll be absolutely fine.
And how long have you worked for the Welcome Centre? Because the DFE put up this post yesterday thanking you for your service and everything you did on this day. I can't imagine anything like this has come up before.
Nope. I started at the Welcome Centre at the start of December, so I haven't been there long at all. I've been there, 6 months?
I think if it's your probation period, they should probably take you on. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so I think I'm pretty safe now. So, I've only been there a short amount of time, but that didn't even you don't even think about that. You just get straight on with it, and yeah.
And in terms of the patient, we've heard updates about how he has since been transferred to hospital in Liverpool. Have you heard anything from the family at all?
No, I haven't heard anything from the family or the cruise line, but I've just had updates from the cruise people down in the sea terminal. The agency have been giving us updates of how he's doing, which he seems to be on the road to recovery, which is really good to hear. So.
How's that to hear? You must be quite proud to know you had a hand in that.
Yeah, it's nice to know that he's okay. That he's going to survive and things. You do feel quite proud, but then at the same time, you're just doing what anybody else would do, and I was just in the right place at the right time, and yeah.
And of course, a word on the charity Craig's Heartstrong Foundation. If it wasn't for them, there might not have been this defib machine there. How vital are they?
They're so vital. I mean, I honestly think there are hundreds of them across the island, but I do think that with more fundraising things with Craig's Heartstrong Foundation and things, we can put more across the island and things, because they are so vital. If something could happen and there could be one miles away, and that's really 10 minutes is a long time to go and find a defibrillator machine. So to have them there and to have them close to hand, especially in a place like the sea terminal, the airport, Strand Street, they're so vital to have, because CPR is obviously one of the first things you'll do in a situation like that, but it doesn't always work. So to have those machines dotted about the island, they are lifesavers.
Okay, so Paul, Craig's Heartstrong Foundation, what does the charity make of Gabby's actions?
I think we've all got to kind of stand up and applaud Gabby for what she's done. Such a young lady in such a life-threatening situation. The fact that she's remained so calm and assisted the German-speaking visitors to the island to use the defibrillator and save a life. I think it's absolutely wonderful news, and what a truly unbelievable human being.
And of course, if it wasn't for the charity, we wouldn't have had that defibrillator there. So, testament to your work. You must be quite proud.
Yeah, we are. I mean, there's been a number of these machines now island-wide that have been used. So to see a visitor come to our island and unfortunately suffer a cardiac arrest, it's one of the reasons why we put these defibrillators out in places like this, because if it had happened on somewhere else on the island, hopefully there's another defib close by as well. So our main aim has always been to put as many of these machines around the island as possible for a situation like this that could unfold at any time. And it's a testament to all the fundraising efforts of everyone on the island that's been able to support us over the years to put these defibs around so many places.
How many defibrillators have we got around the island now?
So I know there's approximately 180 of the public access defibrillators around the island, which is a huge number. But certainly Craig's Heartstrong Foundation have donated 565 machines island-wide, inside schools and offices and sports clubs and everything else. So, I'd say it's probably one of the highest populated defibrillator places in the world.
And of course, as Gabby has explained to us, the machine itself kind of talks you through how to use it. So if somebody does find themselves in a situation where they have to use one of these things, the advice is stay calm and listen to the machine.
Absolutely, stay calm, listen to the machine. If there are more than one, if there is more than one person around, then, get everybody in to help, because these machines are, they're lifesavers, and if used properly and calmly, as we've seen with Gabby, at such a young age, she's managed to save somebody's life. So yeah, we encourage people to go out and get trained how to use these machines, because that's even better. But if you had to pick one of these machines up, we just advise you to be calm and do what the machine tells you.
Thank you for making it to the end of the Manx Radio newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.